Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Everyday English Podcast, where learning English is easy and fun. I'm Anna.
And I'm Mark. We're so happy you're here with us today. This is the place where we chat, learn, and use simple, real English together.
That's right. And before we start, we want to say a very special welcome to all of our new listeners. Thank you for joining our friendly community.
So, Anna, how are you feeling today?
You know, Mark, I'm feeling reflective. Reflective. That means I'm thinking a lot about the past.
Me too. And I think a lot of people are feeling that way right now, because we have just finished a big year. We have just finished 2025.
Yes, 2025. It's now in the past, and that is our topic for today. It's not about grammar rules today, it's about something more important. Today, we want to talk about this idea. You survived 2025. That matters more than you think.
We survived. You survived. And that is a big achievement. An achievement is something good you did, something you finished successfully. Learning English is an achievement, and surviving a whole year is a big achievement too.
Absolutely. So today, we're going to talk about the year 2025 in the past tense. We'll learn how to talk about what happened, how you felt, and what you learned. We'll share phrases you can use in conversations with friends, at work, or even just in your own mind.
And we'll do it all in slow, clear, everyday English. So, are you ready?
Let's get started.
Okay, so first, let's talk about that word, survive. Anna, what does it mean to survive something?
Good question. To survive means to continue to live or exist after a difficult situation. Maybe you were very busy with work. Maybe you had health problems. Maybe you felt lonely or stressed. But you are here now. You listened to this podcast. You survived. You made it through.
Yes, it doesn't always mean something very dramatic. For an English learner, maybe you survived a difficult English test, or you survived your first conversation in a coffee shop. I remember my first time ordering coffee in French. I was so nervous.
What happened?
I wanted a small black coffee. I said, "Hello, I want a coffee, black, please, small." It was not perfect grammar, but the server smiled, said, "Okay," and I got my coffee. I survived that moment.
And that's a perfect example. So our first useful phrase is simply this. You can say, I survived. Let's say it together, listeners.
I survived.
Again, I survived.
Great. Now let's put it in the past. 2025 is finished, so we say, I survived 2025. Let's practice.
I survived 2025.
We survived 2025.
Excellent. Now, people will often ask you about the past year. A very common question after a new year begins is, how was your year? Or, how was 2025 for you?
Let's have a sample conversation. Anna, you ask me.
Hey, Mark, Happy New Year. So, how was 2025 for you?
It was a mix. A mix means a combination of good and bad. Some parts were difficult, but I learned a lot. How about you?
For me, it was busy. Very, very busy. But yes, I also learned many new things.
See? Simple, honest, and real. You don't need to say a lot. It was a mix, it was busy, it was challenging. Challenging means difficult in a way that makes you think and grow.
Let's give listeners some adjectives, describing words they can use. You can say, my 2025 was busy. It was calm and quiet. I hope some people had a calm year. It was interesting. It was tough. It was amazing.
And you can combine them. It was busy, but good. It was tough, but interesting.
Now, a great way to talk about the past is to think about what you did. Not just big things, but small, everyday achievements. Maybe you started this podcast in 2025. That's an achievement.
Yes, that was a very good achievement. So let's talk about achievements.
We often use the phrase, I started, or I learned, or I finished.
Right. For example, in 2025, I started learning the guitar, or I learned how to make sourdough bread. Many people learned that.
So true. Or, I finished a big project at work. I finished reading 3 books in English.
Let's practice a few. Repeat after us, listeners.
I started a new hobby.
I learned a lot of English vocabulary.
I finished that difficult online course.
Perfect. These are all things to be proud of.
Now, talking about the past also means talking about feelings. How did you feel in 2025? This is important English for talking with friends.
Yes, we often say, I felt or it made me feel. For example, maybe in April you felt tired because you worked so much. In April, I felt really tired.
Or maybe in the summer, you felt happy because you saw your family. In the summer, I felt so happy to visit my cousins.
Let's give some feeling words. Grateful. Thankful for something good. I felt grateful for my health. Proud. Pleased with something you did. I felt proud of my English progress. Overwhelmed. Having too many things to think or feel. Sometimes I felt overwhelmed with news. Hopeful. Believing good things will happen. At the end of the year, I felt hopeful for the future.
Those are powerful words, and it's okay to have many different feelings in one year. That's normal.
We've talked about surviving, about describing the year, about achievements and feelings. Now, Mark, let's talk about something practical. How can English learners talk about this naturally?
Great idea. Let's look at some tips and common mistakes.
Tip number 1. Keep it simple. You don't need long, complicated sentences. It was a good year. I learned a lot. That is perfect English for a conversation.
Yes. Tip number 2. Use was and were correctly. This is a very common mistake. Remember, I was, he was, she was, it was, but you were, we were, they were. Correct, I was busy, we were happy. Incorrect, I were busy, we was happy.
Let's practice that quickly. I'll say a subject and you say was or were. Ready, listeners? Join in. I was. You were. She was. They were. We were.
Wonderful. Tip number 3. When you talk about something you did many times in the past, use the simple past tense. For example, I watched this podcast every week, not I watch or I am watching. For past habits, I watched, I listened, I practiced.
And the last tip, don't be afraid to say, I don't know the word in English. You can say, it was, how do you say, a mix of feelings? That's a great strategy. We all do that, even native speakers.
Absolutely. Now, let's put all of this into a longer conversation sample. This is like 2 friends meeting for coffee in January 2026.
Okay, I'll be Sam and you be Jamie. Jamie, it's so good to see you. Happy New Year.
Hi, Sam. Happy New Year to you too. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. So, how was your 2025?
Oh, it was a real mix. The start of the year was tough. I was very busy at work. I felt overwhelmed sometimes.
I understand. My work was also very busy in the spring.
But the summer was better. I learned how to surf. It was difficult, but so fun. I felt so proud when I stood up on the board.
Wow, that's an amazing achievement. For me, a big thing was that I finished a big project in November. I felt so happy when it was done.
That's great. So overall, I think I survived 2025.
Me too. I survived and I'm ready for 2026.
See? A natural, friendly chat. They used was, were, talked about feelings, and used our key phrase, I survived.
Now it's time for our practice and recap. Let's go over the most important phrases from today. We'll say them slowly. Please repeat them with us, out loud if you can.
First, the main idea. Repeat after me. I survived 2025. I survived.
To describe the year, it was a mix. It was busy but good.
Talking about achievements. I started a new hobby. I learned a lot. I finished a project.
Talking about feelings. I felt tired. I felt grateful. I felt proud.
Answering the common question, how was 2025 for you?
It was challenging, but I learned so much.
And a nice positive phrase for the new year. I am hopeful for the future.
Beautiful. Remember, the goal is not perfect grammar. The goal is connection. Sharing your story, even in simple English, is powerful.
Which brings us to our closing thought. You survived 2025. That matters. Every challenge you faced, every new word you learned, every day you kept going, it all matters. It shows you are strong, and you are here, now, learning. That is amazing.
We are so proud of you. Really.
And that's all for today's episode of the Everyday English Podcast.
Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this conversation, please help our community grow. You can
Subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode.
give this episode a like. It helps other learners find us.
And most importantly, leave us a comment below. You can write, I survived 2025, or tell us one thing you learned last year. We read every single comment, and we love hearing from you.
Your English journey is important. Keep going, one small step every day.
So, from both of us,
Keep practicing your English every day.
we'll see you next time. Bye for now.